Hi, I'm Bob Fazzi. I'm the managing partner of Fazzi Associates, and I want to welcome you to this ICD-10 training. We're excited about the training. We're excited that you're joining us here. We think that this is important for the field and certainly important for coders throughout the United States. And I'm here with Lisa Willery, and Lisa really is the expert. I mean, she knows far more about coding than I think almost anyone, and has been involved in home care for a long time. Do you want to say a little bit about your background?
Sure, Bob. Well, I've been with home care and hospice for over 30 years. And for 15 years of that, I've been involved in the home care and hospice coding specifically.
And it's been a good time since you started with home care.
And it's been wonderful.
Wonderful. Well, this is actually a wonderful field to be in, but it's challenging. And I think the biggest challenge for 2014 was that the issue of ICD-10, that transfer over, is going to be significant. And as we're looking at it, why is it such a significant change?
Well, the ICD-10 codes are much more specific. They include laterality, etiology, and a lot more than what we're used to having to code in ICD-9.
And I know that from looking at what's happened in other countries, that when people switched over, when the coders switched over from ICD-9 to ICD-10, my understanding is that productivity, just because it's much more challenging, productivity went down.
That's right. What other countries had experienced was an initial 50% drop in productivity for ICD-10 coding, which has over time somewhat recovered. But we've learned from that it is going to take longer to code in ICD-10. So the better prepared you are for ICD-10 coding, the sooner you can avoid that productivity drop.
My sense is you should make sure your directors understand that because it is going to be more challenging. And if they have the expectation that you're going to be at the same level with ICD-9, we know from changes that have taken place in countries throughout the world that it's just going to be more challenging in more time. So this program and this course, we really worked hard on it. And so how did you go about designing the course?
This program was developed by a team of experts, including AHIMA-trained ICD-10 ambassadors and trainers. And we've set this up so that it goes chapter by chapter through the ICD-10 coding manual.
So tell me, so somebody signs up, they're starting the program now. When they move into different chapters, what can they expect from the chapters? What is a chapter like?
Each chapter is set up with information about diseases that are contained in that chapter, any chapter-specific guidelines that pertain to that chapter. And it includes example scenarios, practice scenarios, quiz questions, and then an end-of-chapter competency test.
So they go through each chapter step by step, and I think you've mentioned, and when we were talking earlier, that it's sequential, that you're building off of some of the earlier chapters?
That's right. The course starts with a general introduction to ICD-10, what it is and where it came from, and includes how to use the coding book. So the ICD-10 book has the same contents, only it contains significantly more codes.
So if somebody's going through it and they're on chapter 17 and they start thinking about it and they're realizing, gee, chapter 3, I'm not so sure now that I clearly understand that. Are they able to go back to chapter 3?
They are, and that is the nice thing about this course. Being online and self-paced, it means that a coder could go to this course at any point, and as they're progressing along the chapters, because they are cumulative, they build on the knowledge from each chapter. If a coder feels like they need additional training in a certain chapter, they can go back and review that chapter over as many times as they feel they need.
Okay. So they've gone through the program, and they've done all 21 chapters, and it's a self-paced program, right? They can
Correct.
take it at their own pace. So at the end of it, once they've completed the program, are they eligible to go for certification tests? What will be their status at the end of this?
Yeah, so this course will prepare you for any ICD-10 certification tests that are out there, including the BCHHC. And they will have a good practical working knowledge of how to accurately code in ICD-10.
Great. So it's a wonderful program, and one of the things we talked about, I want to make sure we mention. The question is, how challenging is it? This is not a walk in the park kind of program. Is that correct?
That's right, Bob. The course will not be easy. It will take time and perseverance of the learner to go through chapter by chapter. But at the end, as I said, you will have a practical working knowledge of how to code in ICD-10.
I mean, one of the things, we have a national outsourced coding service, and one of the things I know from the coders here is that their attention to detail is pretty outstanding. And as challenging it is, my sense is just because they're so focused that if they follow the course in terms of how it's been established, that they should be in pretty strong position to finish it with success.
Exactly.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited that you're going to be joining us, and we're excited about the program. So I'm Bob Fazzi, and I'm again with the expert, the person who knows far more than I do about it, Lisa Willery, and we look forward to you joining the program, and our best wishes.